Hi, everybody. You're all very welcome. Hi, Aideen. How are you?
I've unmuted. Oh, hang on.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I can. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Just thinking about you recently. Yeah. Oh.
I'm excited to hear all the info here today.
Great. Good stuff. Yeah. Thanks, Aideen. Yeah, we'd have loads of chance anyway to have questions and everything.
Okay.
A few people. Hi, Marie. Hi, Itzy. Cool. Itty-go, I'm not sure if that's right. Nerea. Hi, Maria. Oh, hi, Maria. Lovely to have you here, Maria. Hi, Jilna. Hello. Hi, Lynn. Hello. Hi, Lynn. So just give it a minute now, and I didn't actually check how many were signed in for this evening, but you're wondering the access codes of the meeting to be able to access through Zoom, Maria. Okay. And you can access now, can you? I wonder. Sorry, I didn't even know. I think I see Thomas sent out that email. Can you access okay now, Maria? Hopefully there you can. So we'll just give it maybe a minute. Maybe what we could do is just a little practice before we begin, and while we're waiting for everybody to come. Just do a short little practice. So if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes, and you don't have to close your eyes, just whatever feels right for you. And you can just, maybe if you like, rest your hands on your belly if you want to. And just being with your breathing. Just noticing how the breath connects you to the moment, to the here and now. It's all about connection. So just noticing how the breath connects you to this moment, to the here and now. Feeling the breath move through the body. Feeling the body breathing. And just notice if your mind is caught up, maybe with what happened yesterday or the day before, or past or future. We just let that go with kindness, just coming back to the breath. We're just putting a hand on your heart now. I'm just checking in with how you are today. How am I? How is my body? How is my mind? How is my heart? And just listen to yourself. And just notice any judgments, maybe of yourself, or how you are, or your body, or your life, or whatever it is. We ask ourselves, who am I, without the thought that there's something wrong? How am I when I no longer believe there's anything wrong? Just opening up space to just let yourself be now, just as you are. Put your hand in your heart, your hand in your tummy, really bringing kindness and care and compassion to yourself. And just check in how you feel, and just know whatever's there is okay and belongs to. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll begin. So great. So I wasn't even sure how many had signed up, but there might be a couple more that will join. And so what we'll do now is we have an hour. So really this is just an information session about the mindfulness practitioner and teacher training that I teach. And I do these information sessions maybe twice a year or so. And at the moment, I'm taking on some new students for the training. So So yeah, and there'll be loads of chance to ask questions, and I'll tell you all about the course and what's in it and everything else. So just maybe to check, because there's a few people I don't recognize here. Is there anybody maybe that's never done anything with me before here? And maybe you can just let me know in the chat if you're new, you haven't done anything before with me. So notice there's a few names that I don't recognize, and there's lots of names I do recognize. A lot of people that come to this training come from my children's course that I do, the Creative Mindfulness courses. So, but it really doesn't matter whether you've done that or not. You know, you can start off with the full teacher training if you want. You're new, yeah. Jilna, that's perfect. Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay. You're currently completing, yeah, Maria. Perfect. Yeah. Could you just put in if you're completing the kids course, just so I know? And I think Sarah is as well, and Aideen would have done it before. My college, Aoife, recommended this course. You did other mindfulness, but not with me. Oh, lovely. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You're new, yeah. Okay, thanks, Marie. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. Just to give me an idea. You're new. There's lots of new people. Great. You're halfway through and have done other courses also. That's great, Sarah. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Sarah. You've completed the core, working through the mindful parent and Lynn. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. And Aileen is new as well. Oh, that's perfect. No problem at all. You're just at the end, just to submit your class. Perfect. Okay. Okay, you're doing the Creative Mindfulness Kids course. Yeah, lovely. And another course on mindfulness and self-compassion. Lovely, lovely, Maria. Okay, great. So it's a real mix of people. So because some people don't know me, then I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Louise Shanagher. So I'm a children's therapist and mindfulness teacher and trainer. My background is in psychology, so I trained originally as an organizational psychologist. Actually, it's quite different to what I'm doing now. And then did some psychotherapy training and trained as a play therapist as well. And since then, I've done loads of training in mindfulness and compassion and mindfulness in nature. And so, like, really my area that I love and that I'm really passionate about is mindfulness and compassion practices. And I'll tell you a bit about that in a moment. And I suppose I have a particular interest in bringing these practices to children and young people. But that's just an aspect of the work. And I suppose a lot of the students know me from that and would have done that course first. Oh, do you see the screen gone a bit funny? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Sorry now, I'm just going to stop the video for 1 second. Don't know what that is. Oh, there we go, it's gone again. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I suppose I've been teaching meditation for maybe over 10 years now, and I started off teaching children, and then I wrote books for children. I've written 6 books around mindfulness and kindfulness for kids. And then I wrote a curriculum for schools. It's Ireland's first mindfulness curriculum, co-written that with my friend Paul. And then I've put together other resources and then just continued on that path and developed the Creative Mindfulness Training, which is training for children, and mindfulness training for children, and then the teens and the parenting. And then also the last maybe 4 years now, I have been teaching this course, this mindfulness practitioner training course. And I'll tell you a little bit about the course. So when I first were in contact, they're a college in the UK, and they've won loads of awards. They're very well esteemed college. and they asked me to put together a course for them, and they said I could put together whatever course I wanted to. So what I did was, it was just based on my own work in the area, because I felt that just being able to work with adults, you're a little bit limited. So I felt that, if I really put the course together for a person that really wants to work as a mindfulness teacher as their job full time. And I felt that for that to happen, that a person would need to be able to work with all sorts of groups of people. And that's what I was doing. And I just felt that worked really well, because obviously there's quite a lot of adult mindfulness teachers out there, but when you can also offer using mindfulness to maybe adults with educational intellectual disabilities, or teacher training events, or schools, or to take people individually one-on-one, then what you can offer then is it's much broader. And I think you have a much better chance of actually making a full-time living with it then. So I just put the course together based on that. So I think it is the only course in the world that actually covers you to teach all ages. So from preschool children, teens, and then obviously adults working in organizations, giving your own trainings. And the other really good thing about it is that it's not only a mindfulness teacher training, but it's also that you're qualified as a mindfulness coach, because that company or that college is they do a lot of coaching certification. So it means that you can work one-on-one with people. And I think that was something that I think really makes a big difference. And you can work one-on-one with children, and you can work one-on-one with teens, and you can work one-on-one with adults. So just to say that. And then the other thing, I just think these are the really important things, and then we can get into lots of other bits and you can ask me questions. But it is fully accredited. It's a diploma level 5, and it's accredited by the ACCPH and the IPHN, and they're international accreditation bodies. And what that means is that you can teach mindfulness or be a mindfulness coach anywhere in the world, and you're fully accredited to do that, and you will get your full insurance. So it just really gives you everything you need to set yourself up in doing this full time. And that was the idea with this course. Obviously it's a bit more expensive than my other courses that I do, the children's courses. But I think the idea with this course is really that you're getting yourself a qualification that will cover you to work in the area of mindfulness and compassion-based practices. And you can do whatever you want with that, whether it's going into organization or even giving your own training, that you're fully qualified and covered. Does anybody have any question about that in terms of accreditation, or any worry about that, or just as we're on that point? Just to say, sometimes people think they need to do masters and things to work in mindfulness. You actually don't. You really don't. Like, obviously a master's is more of a kind of an academic qualification, but this will actually cover you to do anything you wanted to in the area of mindfulness, just to say that, in Ireland or in other countries as well. So you'll have like a diploma in mindfulness and mindfulness coaching. Yeah, so I'll go into a little bit more now as well, and maybe what it covers. So I'll go into maybe the modules, and if you look online, you'll see the different modules of what it covers. I think you must have all had a look at the link, but if you haven't got it, make sure and an email and we'll send it to you. So basically, you're going through, I suppose, what is mindfulness, what is meditation, and you're going through the history of it, and looking into kind of contemplative practices, and then looking into it as more when it came into the West with John Kabat-Zinn, and I suppose insight meditation teachers like Sharon Salzberg and Jack Kornfield, and learning about the history of it. And then we go into the benefits of mindfulness. So how can it benefit you? the great thing about these practices, I suppose, mindfulness and self-compassion, is there's a huge amount of research that really supports the practice. So everything is research-based. So everything on the course as well is research-based. And I do link in research papers into every module, but you don't have to read them all. But I know some people like to look more at the kind of scientific side. But you can, I suppose, rest assured that it is all based on empirical evidence, and it's not just, sometimes people have this maybe perception of mindfulness as kind of a fluffy thing or something, but it's really not. It's being brought into, mainstream life and culture now, and even, the NHS recommends it, and to schools hugely, and organizations, and it is becoming much more mainstream. So just to say that, everything you'll be learning will have like a scientific basis as well. And so then we go into what stress is, and stress in the body, and the physiological, I suppose, manifestations of stress, and how mindfulness and self-compassion practices can help support us when we feel stress and help reduce our stress. We go into self-compassion, and I suppose just to say, that's probably a big difference between this course maybe and other courses, in that like I really focus a lot on self-compassion, like a lot. So I talk about the two wings of the bird, and that the bird needs both wings to fly, and one wing is our presence, is our mindfulness practice, and we need that, but we also just as much need the second wing, which is our compassion practice, and our kindness and our heart-based practices. So I think probably of all the things that people maybe are surprised about when they do trainings with me, is maybe the focus on self-compassion and self-kindness. But they've also said that that's the part that's helped them the most. And I hear all the time that, people just really struggle with that part, and even with children, and especially with adults. So there's a very strong emphasis on self-compassion practice throughout the whole thing. So just to say that. So we have a whole module then on self-compassion. And then we look at kind of the science of mindfulness and neuroscience, and we look at mindfulness on the brain, and neuroplasticity, and how the brain changes as we practice mindfulness. And then we look at mindfulness and relationships, and that's a big area that I'm really interested in, and how can we cultivate more connected, loving and compassionate relationships with ourselves and with others and our children and the people that we work with. And we look at mindfulness in the workplace as well. And that would be part of, some people like to go into maybe organizations and give talks in organizations, and there's a whole piece on that, and how mindfulness and compassion practices can be beneficial in the workplace, and how we can go in and do this. And then there's a whole piece on mindfulness and health, and mindfulness and pain, self-compassion and pain, sleep issues, anxiety. So that's a whole module. And then after that, we start looking at maybe working one-on-one with people. So therapeutic mindfulness. So how you would go and maybe have a coaching session with someone who maybe has anxiety or is struggling with depression. And you're guided through all of that. And then we look at teaching adults mindfulness, and how to teach your mindfulness class. And just to share as well, that you're given all the scripts, and you're given all the templates, loads of reflections, like you're given everything. So you won't need to be sourcing any of these things yourself. You'll have all your lesson plans, you'll have your client structure plans as well. Then there's the mindfulness for teens, for children, mindful parenting, and mindful for preschools. And of course, if you've done them already with me, you can skip them. So, but obviously then if you haven't done them, you can do them. And I also, just to say that I give all my creative mindfulness courses free of charge as well. So they're worth altogether €800, and you get access to all of them. And then the other thing you get access to is 2 free kind of set up your own businesses courses. They come with the Life Practice Academy, and they have like around how to market yourself and how to set up your business as a holistic practitioner. I think they said like they're worth like nearly £1,000, just them on their own, but they give them to us as well. So that's kind of like the whole of what you get in terms of the course. But then there's a lot more as well, just to say, but I'm just going to pause for a moment and just see, does anybody have any questions at this stage or anything you want to ask? Is it okay? Okay. And we'll stop and I'll have plenty of time after to talk to you about it. So then there's things, oh yeah, Sarah. No, not once a year, Sarah. Like I'll usually open up space again in the summer and again in September. But normally, you see, I gave an extra discount at the moment, so that's what's good about it. And so it's like it's 10% off for anybody totally new joining. And then if you've done the kids course, I'm actually going to give 25% off for January. Normally it's 18%, but just to make it a little bit easier for people. So the Life Practice Academy have let me offer that to you. So that makes a big difference, and I'll tell you how much it is as well. So is the mindfulness course applicable to all children, so we can use the same? Oh yeah, absolutely. So the children's mindfulness course, I have a whole section on children with additional needs as well. So it really, it's really thorough. So there's loads in that in terms of all, and I'm going to be doing add-ons about that as well. So yeah, absolutely, you'll have loads of ideas for working with children with additional needs. So I just wanted to share a little bit more about what it is, because to be honest, it's much more than this. And I think what people really get from it is what they get the most benefit from their personal journey. And it does make it quite unique, I think, this course. And for me, it's not, I live and breathe it. It's very much almost like a vocation for me. And I'm really, really passionate about it, about these practices, and also sharing them with others, because I see every day the benefits they can make. They can really transform our lives in so many ways and bring so much healing in so many ways. So what I really wanted with this training was that people could be really held in a really secure and supportive community or container, so that they'd really get a chance to really deepen their own practice. And I think that's the biggest thing that people get out of it. And loads and loads of reviews as well. If you ever want to read them, there's, as I said, on the Facebook page, I think there's over 100 reviews of the courses. So you could have a read of them as well. But I think that's the big thing, what most people say, that they're surprised at the changes that have happened within them and how much support they feel. So every Tuesday night we have a webinar, and that's one thing that I would recommend that you do if you're doing the full teacher training. And in that webinar, we kind of explore different aspects. So it might be we might look at trauma-based mindfulness practices for a few months. We might look at self-compassion for a few months. At the moment, we're looking at relationship with ourselves. So we kind of pick a topic and we really go into it. And there's a real sense of community and support. And that's another really important part, that there really is a lovely, and people and the kids know that there is a lovely community, and it's even more lovely on the full teacher training. There's just a really beautiful sense of community and connection, and everybody's very, very supportive, and really just authentic kindness, I think. And so we share a lot on the Tuesday night about our own journeys and about what's coming up for us and how this relates to us teaching others. And then so that's there on Tuesdays. Is optional, but I'd really recommend you to take it or attend or watch it back if you were doing it. And I actually give access to myself 5 times a week for the whole time that you're doing the training, and 5 years afterwards. So I definitely think it's the only course in the world that does that. And that's because I just feel like what makes us good teachers is our own practice and our own journeys. and our own embodiment of mindfulness and kindness and compassion and all these things. But for that, we need to be practicing, and we need support, we need a community. So lots of people attend every day of the week. So it's every night at 8 p.m, hour long on Tuesday, hour long on Thursday. But remember, all of this is completely optional. You don't have to do any of this, but it's there for you. And lots of people do attend every single night, actually. A big group, like last night there was or the last couple of nights there was 40 or something. You'd be surprised, how many people attend. And we practice together. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's just for our own practice. Tuesday we go into the teaching pieces, and then Thursday it's more about the kids. But you have access to all of that the whole way through and for 5 years after, completely free. Also, the whole time, I'm echoing. Am I? Yeah? Okay. Sorry. Has that been going on for long? No. Okay, what I'll do is I'll sign out, and because I think sometimes that's the only way to fix it. So, Aideen, would you mind if I put you as host for a minute? Yeah, just I have to give it to somebody. Is that okay? And then I'm going to sign back in. So just bear with me a second. So I'm just gonna I'll be back in 1 minute then. Now, how's that? Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, and I'll talk a bit more about that as we go on, but I feel like that's special, that part. And if it is a thing that you feel really connected to your own journey with mindfulness and compassion, and you really want to bring it deeper into your life and into your parenting or your working life and into your own relationship with yourself, there's a huge amount of support to do that. For example, some people, quite a few people, do the training and don't do any of the assignments and just do it for themselves. Quite a few people. So that's how much there is support in that way. They don't bother with the assignments. They just turn up each night and so like they just really want to do it for their own development. So that's a huge part of it. But of course, it's all optional. You have up to 8 individual calls with myself while you're taking the training. So you have plenty of one-on-one if you want. And if you don't want, that's fine. You need to do 2 anyway. And also we have retreats every couple of months, day retreats, and you have free access to the retreats the whole time that you're doing the training too. So it's very much just a huge emphasis, I suppose, on your journey. That's the big part of it. And for you feeling supported, and a lot of people, as I said, just take it as an act of kindness for themselves. And they say, well, the first year I'm just going to really deepen my practice and then I'm going to do the assignments. But I'll go on to the assignments bit now. And so, as I said, I feel like a good mindfulness teacher, it comes from a deep embodied practice, more so than being able to read all the books. But we obviously need to know some theory. So after each module, you have just a 500-word assignment. But to be honest, I only grade them pass, fail. No one's ever failed. Like, it's not about referencing or anything like that, because to be honest, that's not really what's important to be a teacher. Obviously, you have to understand it, but it's not about writing a great essay. So this is not an academic course, just to say. And there is plenty of reading, and I can send you lots of research if you want to look at things from that perspective. But it's much more about your journey and really embodying the practice, because that's what's good. As I said, that's going to help you hold the groups. And so you're doing your short assignments then, and then when you come to your other pieces, say you've got like one-on-one work and group work, then you just go and you do your small group work. So you might pick a person that you know or a couple of friends, and you can do your case studies with them. And basically then you're just delivering 3 classes and just writing up 3 case studies. You don't have to film yourself or anything like that. And I'll just correct them, and we can have a call about them and all of that. So you have loads of support. And as I said, you have up to 8 calls with me. So you have loads of support the whole way through. And even if you're a bit worried about, going out and doing your one-on-one. And Sarah, is the course layout and structure similar to the kids' course videos and modules? It's a little bit different, Sarah, in that there's less videos of me. And there's the teaching that I do on this course is more the Tuesday night, Sarah. It's like, so I really kind of teach on the Tuesday night. And then there is videos of me, but there's more like you see videos of other teachers. There's bits of reading. There's like, there's probably not as much in each module because there's so much in the kids course. There's so many videos. So this is a little bit different. There's a few more readings, but it's not academic either. And then the teaching then I do on the Tuesday, like that's the real kind of the teaching around it. Is that okay? Yeah. But it's not too much different, but less videos of me. Yeah, and more of other teachers or kind of, other people I think are interested. Yeah. Thanks, Sarah. There is installments. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you a bit about how much it costs. So this is a bit more expensive than the kids course. I suppose it's more of an investment. And as I said, it's really something, you could do if you're thinking of, I really want to do this as my full-time job. This would give you everything you need to do. But in the same, if you can afford it, it's lovely just to do it for yourself as well. And as I said, people just do it for their own personal development. So I have it here. So what I was going to say was for January, so there'd be 10% off. So this is for brand new people who have never done a course with me. And the cost is $2,851.20, and then you can pay that in installments over 1 year or over 2 years. So this is for brand new people. And if you're not sure, we can send you the exact amount that you pay. So over a year, over 2 years, so you can pay in installments. And then if you have done the kids training or are doing the kids training with me, I'm offering 25% off for January. I only really do this once a year, twice a year. And so that means it's down to 2,376. And again, you can pay that over a year or you can pay that over 2 years. So I'm not exactly sure what the installments work out as, but that's the amount. Is that okay? And then, but obviously then that includes everything. So it includes all of the kids courses, the add-on courses. It includes all the retreats. It includes the set up your own business courses and also the full training, and then the 5 years that you're in that you can have like access to meditation for 5 years. And does the 25? No, it doesn't. Sorry, Maria. Sorry, no, because you see, people would have paid like 500 or up to 800 for if they did the add-on. So it's just to support them. No, the introduction, no. And yeah, it does, 18. Yeah, it does. You've done it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And just to say, I'm just taking limited people. I think there's 6 spaces left for January. I think there's 4 people. I had 10 spaces for January. 4 people have already booked. So there is limited spaces. So the retreats are on every second month. So they're online, and I do a half-day retreat. And so the first retreat this year is going to be on our relationship to ourselves and around like really deepening our relationship to ourselves. Again, a big focus on self-compassion and self-kindness. But then we also do in-person retreats as well, and that you can join, but you do have to pay for them. They're different. So, but the online retreats you don't have to pay for. And And the in-person retreats are not expensive. I think they're like €40 for a full day. And there's going to be one in, I think, in Loughrea and one in Dublin coming up soon. You could also come and see me like in person if anybody wants to. So as I said, you have up to 8 sessions. So I live in Athlone, actually it's more near Roscommon now, but like if you ever want to see me in person, you can, if that would help as you're doing the training. That I can do that at any time. So you have that, and you also get a buddy as well as you're doing the training. So we can match up with someone that maybe lives near you, and you can meet that person. And so we really support like as much connection and community as possible. And to be honest, like the community that's been cultivated is very special, and everybody says that. They're like, wow, I've never been in such a lovely community of women, and so nearly all women. I think we've 1 or 2 men, but it's genuinely lovely. I really mean that, and very special actually. And there's just so much kindness and support. And I know the people from the children's course will say that, but it's even deeper with because it's a smaller group. So it's just, you just feel so supported. I think people find on their journeys going towards teaching, but also just within themselves, because it's a very personal journey as well. So Sarah's saying, Louise, I'm in the process of paying for the kids' courses. I'm working through it. Would I need to pay for all of that? Okay, Sarah. Maybe are you long halfway through, is it?
Sorry, Louise. I'm not
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think I started last year, so I have been paying it off probably. I think I need to check. So I just don't know what way that would work, you know, because I'm happy to finish the kids course and then probably start the teacher training. But if you said about the courses being free, I just didn't know what way that would work.
So I think it's like 18 or 20. I have to check. If you maybe talk to Thomas about it, because he does all that. But I think you have to pay like. Are you doing the add-ons or just the kids course?
I've started the preschool as well. I paid for.
So you paid for the
preschool. Yeah, I paid for the preschool. I'm working my way through it as well.
Yeah.
I'm halfway. I think I'm like, I don't know how far through the course I am, but payment wise, I think it's from last year. I'm not sure how much more I've left.
Do you know what you're, sorry to ask you, but do you know what you're paying a month? Is it 28?
28 or 24 maybe?
24, yeah.
Maybe around that.
I think you have to pay like 500 to get the 25% off.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'd be happy to give you, say,
do you know what?
18%, yeah, or you could,
talk to Thomas and see and speak to him. The only thing, I just don't want to be paying. I'm already paying for one thing.
I know, you don't want to be paying for 2 things.
I'm doing another course as well, so it's just whether I wait at a later date or whether I know that's fine. Yeah. So
do you know what? I think it would be okay to stop your kids' payments and start with the 18%
that would be
off.
Well, let me have a chat with Thomas and see.
Yeah,
that's great. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll always help out as well. If there's anything like that, like, we can always help you. So I'm just going to read out, is there interest from paid installments? Do you know what? There is, Annie, and we don't do that on our courses, but they do. The Life Practice Academy do charge interest. But if you just ask after this, you can email Thomas. He'll send you on the actual amounts. I can look them up on my phone if you want really quickly. Would you like me to do that? Just to let you know really quickly, I can just, because I have them here, we can have a quick look because I asked to be sent them. So basically, so this is how it works. So if it's if you're just joining today, you've never done a course before, you can split it into upfront would be 2,851. You can divide it into 2. There's no interest then. It's over 12 months, it's 308 a month, or 24 months, 159. And then if you're doing it with the 25% discount, it's let's see, 2,376 upfront. You split into 2 without interest, 12 months, 257, or 24 months 133. So that's it. So yeah. So, but if Thomas, it will email you that after. If you just send an email, and we'll send you on everything you need to know. Hi, Louise. No, thanks, Nerea. I just wanted to ask if we can take as long as we need to do this course. Oh, yes, absolutely. So that's one thing, we never take away access. So like there's literally been some people on this course for like 3 years. You can take as long as you like. And while you're on the course, you get all of the access to the full support. So you get the 5 times a week and the retreats. And so like if people just really are enjoying being kind of supported in that kind of container with their own practice, then you can stay as long as you like. There's no problem. There's no deadlines. You just do it in your own time and pace. Now, most people take about a year to do it. Like I say minimum 6 months, but I find like 6 months is very short. Like unless you had loads of time and you were going to just do it. Like I think a year is decent because you want to kind of make sure that you're taking it all in as well. So, but as I said, if you want to take 2 years, if you want to take 3 years, you can take a break and come back. Like I'm really, really flexible with it as well. So Maria, sounds lovely, lots of support. Haven't seen any other courses so complete. Yeah, I've really put a lot of effort into this, and I do think there's no other course in the world that you get that 5 years or the daily support with the practice. And that's why I don't really advertise it, because normally just people just come to it at the right time, like around these times of year. Like it's not big numbers, you know, on the course. There's about there'll always be about maybe 40 people kind of, you know, but usually maybe 20 to 30 link in on the Wednesday. So, you know, you really are held, and you get that individual support as well. So it is special in that way. That, you know, of the level of support you get, and that you have that container and that community for so long afterwards. And if you want it longer than 5 years, you can have that too. But really, I think I put that together because I feel like that's what makes you a good teacher. Because if often you'll do a course and then you'll just forget about it, and, you know, or else you'll kind of get out of it again. But I find that if you have that daily practice, that you have, you know, group that you can come back, you can sit with, and you know, you have someone you can ask questions to, that actually really helps you get out there and to do the work, is what I find. So that's why we have that extra support there in that way. And also to just say to you, know, that I do take it personally very seriously. Anybody that does decide to do the course, then I really would be committed and devoted to supporting you as well. And it's very special, really. Like, as I said, it's not really like work, it's very special, and it can just be very transformative for people. And you really are held in your journey and supported on your journey. And as I said, I would say as well, it's very heart-based. This isn't very head-based, it's very heart-based. And of course, we do need to understand intellectually what mindfulness is all about and have our awareness practices, but there's a huge focus on working with the heart, and really offering ourselves compassion, really being able to bring that into our classes, so that we can really not just be teaching mindfulness, but also really teaching people how to be kind to themselves. And to be honest, like, I've worked with thousands of people at this stage, and tens of thousands, and that's the biggest thing that I get back all the time. It's people struggle to be kind to ourselves, and we're so self-judgmental as well. So so also about, like, you know, loving kindness for others and opening our heart to others, gratitude practices. I'm going to do a lot more in awakening joy practices this year. So it is a very heart-based course, just so you're aware of that, because that doesn't fit with everybody. But I want to let you know that. But still, it's all, you know, based in science and supported in science. It's not fluffy, but we do bring a lot of the heart and compassion practices into it. So do you know if anyone has got funding? You see, people get funding for the children's courses, just to say, because that's an Irish, it's accredited course, and we're Irish, we're fully Irish, but this course is from the UK. So I don't think so, Aideen. I'm not sure. You could talk to someone about it, but I'm just not sure, Aideen, about that. Because it's not, I think it's mainly just the Irish courses that they fund. It's on Tuesday nights, it's on the whole way through the year. So I usually take 1 month off at Christmas, or sorry, during the summer, and then like holidays and things. But other than that, like it's every Tuesday night. So you really like, it's really continuous, and we do go quite deep into the topics on the Tuesday night. And then again, there's always recordings of the Tuesday night as well. So if you can't attend in person, we'll send you a recording. That's no problem at all, at 8. So it's at 8 p.m. Irish time. But we have people from all over the world as well. So, you know, it works wherever you're at. Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions? We got through a good bit there. And as I said, you might want to read there's testimonials online, or like if you look on Facebook, you'll be able to read. There's a lot on that page, Creativemindfulness Kids Training. We've over 100 reviews there, but I do get really good feedback from it and from people.
Louise, can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to type it and I thought it would just be easier just to ask you direct.
Yeah.
So
Sarah,
yeah, obviously I'm doing the kids one. I'm loving it. It's actually brilliant. I think I've told you before, I've done other courses.
Oh, thanks, Sarah.
So much out of it from working with the kids that I work with. So but obviously I'm halfway through it. I think I'm like 70%. I think I'm on assignment 5. So if I do the teacher training, do I finish the kids first and then progress the teacher training, or do they sort of go along together? Or yes, you can sort of do both together, or what way, you know, or, you know, how does that work really is what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's grand, Sarah. Like, so lots of people, they do what you do, and it's fine just to start, and you could just start coming to the Tuesday nights and just really, I suppose, maybe getting a chance to deepen your own practice and hear from the others, and people, you know, share a lot about what's going on with them. But you could wait until you start. You wouldn't have to start the assignments maybe until you kind of finish the kids one, and then you could start doing the assignments, but just getting used to the other group on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. And listening to each other and all of that as well. So yeah, it can be nice.
That's brilliant. I'm very conscious. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, because I have
know
3 kids myself and I work as well. So I think as long as, but I do want to finish the kids course. So that's good. As long as if I know that I can join in on the Tuesday night, and then yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks, Louise. That's great.
No problem, Sarah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's really flexible. There's no rush, and lots of people have kids and they take their time on it, and they take a few years on it, and it's just, so there's no pressure in any way. So yeah, absolutely, Sarah. And thanks, Aideen. Well, it's very much heart-based, and it's very much really how we can use these practices to really deeply befriend ourselves and befriend our lives, you know, and just being able to offer ourselves kindness, and then also working on our own hearts and opening our hearts up to others. So it is special. It is very special. So it doesn't feel like work to me at all. I just love it. Like, it's just my life. I love it. And it's I'm just so grateful to be an opportunity to be able to support people to go on their journeys, and also to share it with others. And to me, it's all about the heart, really. But also we balance the two. We balance our awareness practice as well, which is really being present and being in the moment, and being able to let go of the busyness of our mind and being here, and then being really compassionate and kind to ourselves as we meet ourselves in the moment. And then we help other people do that. And so, you know, as we do this within ourselves, we see that it changes our lives and it helps us so much. And then it's so beautiful then to be able to share that with others. It really is. So just, Jill, I haven't done any of the previous courses. Absolutely, 100%. Lots of people just start with the full teacher training if they feel like they need to. Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. No problem at all. So then it's 10% off for you then and that, but you get all the kids courses included. You see, you get all the other courses included, so you get to do them all anyway. But you're just starting, so that's perfect. Yeah. Leah, hi again. I'm checking that if you wanted to sign up straight away for the kids one, do you sign up directly now for full payment, or do you need a discount code as it comes up? You need the discount code. Way down, I put it in for you, Leah. So it's 20% off for the kids one at the moment. So I'll write the discount in for you now, and then you'll be able to pay it then. Okay, and you'll get a free add-on course because I've just offered you that for today. So I'll type that in now. So Nerea, have you ever had a student who moved their business to another country? I'm planning to move back home in a couple of years to Spain. Oh, absolutely. I have students in Hawaii, in Australia, and in India, in America, and they do their business there. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Yeah. So it's because it's internationally accredited. So that means that you can teach in any country in the world. And you just have to get insurance, and insurance isn't an issue really. You know, once you have a good accreditation, the insurers will insure you. You know, that's no problem at all. And I have students in Spain, so I can ask about that, Nerea. Yeah, absolutely. So that's, you know, it doesn't really matter what country you're in. So I'm just going to put in the code, the discount code just now. If you can just bear with me just 1 minute. So and then this will just, if anybody wanted to put this in for the kids course. So just bear with me now and I'll get this for you. Oh yeah. So, and if anybody, like, I'm very aware that this is a bigger, hold on now, I'll be mindful and just do one thing at a time. See. I think that's it. Okay, so that's the discount code, and that's for the kids courses. Or if you want to do a bundle, like the bundle is, I think it's 800, so you get it for 6. For the kids course, you get it for 400. So yeah. And then if you do want to go ahead with the teacher training, just email us and we'll send you whatever you need. Just to say that, as I said, I'm aware it's a bigger commitment, financial commitment for this one. So, you know, if you want to talk to me about it, I'm more than happy to call you, or we can have a chat. You know, if you have any questions at all, we can have a chat about it. So that's no problem at all. We have a few minutes left, but would anybody like to ask me anything else, or any other questions, or? If it's a thing that you're really interested in, like the creative mindfulness, I have a committee, and so I have ladies that have done the full teacher training that now work with me in my kind of organization, and I give them my work. And this year I'm training them to deliver the creative mindfulness programs, and I'm training some people in other countries as well. So that's like, and that there is that opportunity as well for people who would really like to be part of the creative mindfulness and that organization, and giving those trainings to others. So I'm doing that this year, just starting off this year with training some of the qualified teachers. So there's an opportunity to do that as well. So how do you sign up? You just email Thomas now and just say you be 25% off, Aideen, and he'll send you the link, and then we can start with you straight away. And Aideen, because you live near me, we can meet up, and we can meet up in person as well. And have any teachers who managed to get some? Yeah, I have actually, at Annie. Some schools will give you funding. Or we've had like lots of people from the NHS in the UK like lots of organizations will give funding. Like, for example, I've trained nearly all of the workers in Barnardo's in Ireland have done training with me to a certain extent, not this full training, but they've done the kids ones. Like organizations will, if you work with an organization, and schools will. And also because like this is all coming into like legislation, like there was a circular there with the Department of Education that said, you know, I think it's by 3 years that there had to be a wellbeing program in every national school. So if you're a teacher, a primary or secondary school teacher, like there is that wellbeing program that it's meant to be implemented, but most, or I don't think any schools have got proper training for that. So they just do random bits a lot of the time. They're not properly trained to actually implement the wellbeing program. So definitely can mention that. And you could say you could do a whole school approach, because if you did this one, you could train the other teachers, you could do work with the parents, you could do work with the students. Like I've one lady, you probably know her, Jackie, she's Mindful Scholars on Instagram. She's done this training. She also did lots, she actually did the training in Athlone with Aideen. Do you remember that, Aideen? Yeah, I did a training at AIT, a year long in AIT, and she now in her main job is just teaching well-being in her secondary school, you know. But I think she's originally a science teacher, but her work she does is amazing. Now you know, I don't think she got any funding. She went through it herself, but I do know some people who do get funding. But she's very inspiring because she's brought it into her whole secondary school and she's done an amazing job on it. So just ask your school, you know, and definitely whether it's the kids one or the or this one, like it'd be even great to get some funding for it, you know. So just to say, yeah. Thank you. It would be fabulous if board of management would support. Yeah, it'd be amazing, Aideen. Yeah, even if they give you something towards it. And I guess the great thing about this is that it's all like supported by research. So you can really come back to that. And even just recently there, Katrina, who's a friend of mine, did research on the Creative Mindfulness program and its benefits for teachers. And that's actually on the website now. So we have that research that supports the specific program, and we have the curriculum. Also it's published, and actually COG, who are a government organization, are also translating all the Irish resources and all the creative mindfulness resources and giving them to all of the Gael Scoilina in Ireland, both primary and secondary. So if you're in Ireland, there's a good, you know, there's like links there with the government and the Department of Education that give the course more credibility in that it's already linked in. But it doesn't matter in other countries, you know, you don't really need that. But you did the research with Katrina. Brilliant. Yeah, that's great, Annie. Yeah, and she has the study now up on which is just brilliant to have some research specifically on the course. But then there's so much research in mindfulness and compassion-based practices. It's growing all the time. So that's great credibility when if you're looking for funding. Like, you know, it's been brought into so many, you know, government organizations and organizations and schools and all sorts, more and more all the time. So that's something that if you were looking for funding, you can really like look to or use as a support for your application. So we're nearly finished now. Was that okay, or do you feel like you have a good idea about it? And yeah, great. No, it was lovely to connect with you all. We just do a short little practice just to finish maybe. And then I can stay on if there's any other questions. But just if you want to close your eyes just for a couple of moments, and maybe put a hand on your heart and a hand on your tummy. And just connect to yourself and connect to your breath. And just breathing in kindness for yourself now. And breathing in compassion. Breathing in care. Just asking yourself after this session today and the weekend ahead, is there anything I need now to support me? What does my body need? What does my mind need? What does my heart need? So just listening to whatever it is that you might support your body and mind and heart. Could be an early night or some movement or time out in nature, some journaling or chat with a friend. May I give myself what it is that I need. Maybe all give ourselves what it is that we need. Just take a breath. Check in with your body. Notice how you feel, knowing whatever's there is okay. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so we're finished now. So thanks so much, everyone. And I'll stay on if there's any questions. I'll send you this out as a video, so you can go back and you can watch it. And if anybody wants me to have a chat with them on the phone, you can, no problem. If anything else, just stay for a minute if there's anything else. And if anybody'd like to go, they can go. But if you'd like to ask a question, you can. Thanks, Annie. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Emma. Thank you. Thanks, Natasha. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Emma. Is there anything else? Thanks, Natasha.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have a question or anything? Thanks, Marie. You can stay on if you have a question. Thanks, Aideen. Lovely to see you again. I was actually thinking about you recently, so it's lovely to see you. My brother said he met you recently. Yeah.
Yeah, I met him,
Yeah.
sometime last year. Yeah, it's lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I gotta go. So thanks so much, and we'll be in
Thanks,
touch.
Aideen. Yeah,
Thank you.
lovely. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Louise.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah,
Thanks so
you
much. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll email Thomas about that to see, because I feel, I'm thinking it is possibly, but I need to sort of sit with it for a while.
Sit with this.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, like, you know, we'd be happy to stop your payments, and if you wanted to do the 18%, that'd be fair enough, I think, you know.
Okay.
We won't have it so that you'd have two payments coming out anyway.
That was my
Stop
concern,
it.
because
No, we won't have that.
yeah,
Yeah, we give you the
absolutely.
18. I just could probably, just to be fair to the others, I couldn't give you the 20. Yeah. Would that be
Absolutely.
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's absolutely fine. So I've asked Thomas just to let me know how much it would be over the 2 years, and if it sits with me and it feels right, yeah, I think.
Yeah, just check in with what feels right in your heart. That's the most
Yeah.
important thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Louise. Thanks a million.
Okay,
for having
thanks.
us.
Bye,
Have a good
Sarah.
evening. Bye.
Bye. Is everybody else okay? No other questions? Okay, I'll go now. Thanks so much, everyone.